Council. Clerk, roll call to establish a quorum, please.
Mayor Ricky Williams Jr.,
Present.
Alderman Robert Williams,
Present.
Aaron Trolia,
Present.
Sherry Pickering,
Here.
Michael Kane,
Here.
Bob Iverson,
Present.
Rick Streeting,
Here.
Mike Poor,
Present.
Steve Foster,
Present.
Sharon McMahon,
Here.
Brenda Brown, RJ Davis, Dan Duncan, James Bouchard,
Present.
Tom Stone,
Here.
12 present.
12 present, the motion carries. At this time, we will have the invocation led by Alderman Brown. Then I will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. We can't hear her. I think she needs to
Muted.
Alderman Brown, if you could please unmute yourself.
Thank you. Okay. Heavenly
welcome.
Father, we thank you for this wonderful day. We thank you, Lord, for providing us with good health to be able to attend this meeting. We ask that you bless each one in attendance. We ask you to bless those that weren't able to attend. We ask that you give us wisdom and discernment, that we will do what's best for the citizens of Danville, and that you be satisfied with all the work that we do. We ask you to bless the staff for the city of Danville and all that's involved with keeping our city moving forward. These and all other blessings we ask in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. All right, if you could please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Man, good job, gang. That was nearly reasonable right there. I think it only took us 6 months and we finally got it down. So thank you guys.
Mayor Williams, I have a suggestion. Maybe you can get a little flag to sit on your desk so we can at least see the flag that we're pledging allegiance to.
Clerk Monson actually suggested that. We plan to do that for next time. So
Okay.
we will have a small flag ready for you. I apologize about that.
No, that's okay. I think I'll mention it. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Before you have the minutes of the October 6, 2020 meeting. Is there a motion to approve those?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved
Brown.
by Alderman Stone, seconded by Alderman Brown. Any discussion or debate? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. You also have the agenda before you this evening. Is there a motion to approve it as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved by Alderman Pickering, seconded by Alderman Trolia. Any discussion or debate? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Thank you. At this point, we have my report. I do not have any proclamations. Are there any board? There are not any board, committee, or personnel appointments. Are there any reports of boards, agencies, or commissions? Any reports of boards, agencies, or commissions? Seeing none, I do have an item of information for you that's caused me some pause. Unfortunately, Pastor Thomas Miller, the pastor of New Life Church of Faith, has been hospitalized with COVID-19. And it's a pretty serious situation. And many of you know Pastor Miller. He does a lot of great work in this community outside of the church. And there at the church, they allow people to have their funerals free of charge and provide lots of great service to the community. He's also on our school board and just generally a good friend and mentor to a lot of people. So I would just earnestly ask that you keep Pastor Miller in your prayers, because we need him here, and we love him, and we want him to be well again. And also, of course, pray for his family during this time as well. I also would like to say the family very much appreciates and covets your prayers. However, they have consecrated themselves in a fast for Pastor Miller's healing. So they have asked that you limit contact so that they can focus on prayer and being there to support one another. So also would just like to send out prayers to the other folks who have actually lost loved ones from COVID-19 in our community recently. I can't imagine what that's like to go through something like that and not be able to even comfort your family. So we just ask that you all also continue to pray for all the families who have lost loved ones due to this deadly virus. And also, just as a reminder, I want to say to everyone, please make sure you do your best to keep social distancing. When you're not able to, make sure you wear your masks. Even when you are able to, I encourage you to do everything that you can just to stay as safe as possible. Wash your hands a lot and just do the best that you can to keep yourselves, your families, your neighbors safe. So I also,
Mayor,
yes, sir.
this is Alderman Williams. I just wanted to add a little bit to remarks regarding Pastor Thomas Miller.
Yes, sir.
Our thoughts and prayers are certainly with he and his family. And I'd say less than a week or two ago, he lost his sister also. So, ought to be concerned, and our cares and thoughts go out to he and his family. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that reminder. Yes, we do pray for them. And, Pastor Miller has been especially cautious. So they haven't held indoor services or anything like that. So, it's just a reminder that even when you're fairly diligent, you can still be susceptible to this. So please, again, do everything that you can to keep yourself safe. And Madam Clerk, do we have any petitions, audience comments this evening?
No, we do not, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. At this time before you, you do have two zoning petitions before you. Item 8A is an ordinance amending the zoning ordinance and map to approve rezoning petition number 280 for 701 and 703 East William Street. And if it be acceptable to you, item ordinance 8B is amending the zoning ordinance and map to approve special use permit number 245 for Edward Clark, Vincent Clark, and Sheila Clark at 701 and 703 East William Street, the same address. If it be your pleasure, I would entertain a motion that we dispense with the reading and approve those together since they are for the same property.
Mayor Williams, I'd like to have a few words to say about this before we get started. And I have spoke with Logan Cronk.
Yes.
If it's now, or you rather wait till after the motion is made?
If we could, after the motion.
I'll make a motion.
I'll do it under, sure, that's fine.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you. Is there a second?
So second.
It's been moved by Chairman Poor and seconded by Alderman Pickering. As a reminder, if you would like to speak or if you have a question, please make sure you hit the raise your hand button. Yes, ma'am, Alderman Brown.
Okay, I don't have that over the side. I have to get that situated over there. Anyway, I did speak to Logan Cronk about this because in the petition, it states that they will be selling soft drinks, toiletries, call cards, newspapers, liquors, tobacco products, food service, packaged beverages, candy and snacks, beer, and non-alcoholic beverages. I had a problem with this. I had some neighbors call because this is just about a block away from me. And I was not pleased to hear that liquor and all these things will be sold at that store. However, Logan Cronk did tell me that he did speak with the petitioners and asked them or advised them that they could not sell liquor and beer and other packaged beverages like that or such as that. And my reason is, and the most of the reason after I got some calls, I did do some canvassing, not only on Anderson Street or Williams, but throughout this community. And my reason is, the kids pass going to school there a lot. They're there, and this is a residential neighborhood. And I think what upset most of the people when they saw this in the newspaper to start with, why would you want to sell liquor in a residential area? And besides that, it just would involve other violence and things like that in this neighborhood, which we don't want. I look at Main Street where they had that convenience mart and how things started happening after it was there. The violence, the sitting out in the parking lot drinking, and the same thing would happen. So they did advise the petitioners or the applicants that they cannot sell this. However, still in this application here, it states the things that they can sell. I wouldn't want this to have in there have them have this and later on say, well, you know, we can sell, this is what it sells. I'd like for where it says liquor, packaged beverages and beer to be removed from this.
Alderman Brown, I had the same concern and question that you do. I read that email on the weekend and I messaged Logan right away and said, hey, this is a concern, and he assured me the same thing as you. I do believe that it would probably be appropriate to make an amendment to strike those through. However, I would like to allow Mr. Cronk, Manager Cronk, to address that, and then Alderman Brown, I'll help you with making an amendment if it's your pleasure at that time.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor. I just wanted to state out of our ordinances where they are prohibited to sell alcohol at a convenience store. Chapter 96.23, the sale of liquor at gasoline stations and convenience stores prohibited. No alcoholic beverages shall be sold, served, or consumed at any business categorized as a gas station or convenience store. And that is the special use permit that is being applied for tonight. And we are categorizing this as a special use permit for the use. The business plan attached to the application isn't the actual application itself. So we would be approving the use tonight, not the attachment to it, if that helps at all.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure,
Thank
so
you,
this
Logan.
would not be included for future. If there would something come up and they said, well, you were selling liquor and you weren't supposed to, or whatever, and they could pull this out and say, well, it says right here. So that's why I was very concerned about the language still being there.
Alderman Brown, why don't we do this just to be safe? Why don't we add as a stipulation, and we will figure out exactly where to place this, but why don't you make an amendment stating that it would strictly prohibit the sale of any kind of alcoholic beverage or packaged liquor?
Okay, I can do that.
That would be a condition, that would be a condition of this special use permit. Would you like to make such an amendment, Alderman Brown?
Yes, but we still have this motion on the floor.
Right, so in order to change the motion, the final motion that we vote on, you first have to make an amendment, then you vote on the amendment, and then what you're voting on in the end will include that amendment. So we have to make the amendment in order for it to be able to include it in the final vote.
Okay.
I second it.
So it's been moved by Alderman Brown and seconded by Chairman Foster.
I have my hand up for quite some time, Mayor.
Yes, I see several of you do. Chairman Core.
Okay, we've already set precedent for convenience store and gas station, Mach 1 on Gilbert Street. We allowed them to put in video gaming and different things. Also, they have the liquor store next door. I'm sure that the petitioners for William Street are also hoping to have a liquor license. They can put in video gaming machines. How many of those licenses are still available? And would this location qualify as one?
Currently, we have three gaming licenses available. However, I do not believe that you're allowed to have the sale of poured alcohol in residential neighborhoods unless it's been grandfathered in.
Okay, and that's what my concern was, because if this indeed was going to be a convenience store where they were allowed to sell packaged liquor, they could possibly also open up video gaming in a neighborhood that really doesn't need that in it.
Right.
And I'm trying to, and I've been looking at the map and things, and I'm trying to get in my head where this on Williams is? Is it by the old Vermillion Reynolds area or
I think it is the old,
It's east of that.
east of that? Okay.
Yeah.
it's just east of there. It's an L-shaped building. It's just not right there, right near it, Mike.
So it'd be east of Debke's?
That's
Yes,
correct,
it's
yes.
right on the
Okay.
corner of Williams and Anderson.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Now I know where I'm at. Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Thanks,
Mayor,
Chairman.
this is Alderman Williams.
Yes, Alderman Williams.
One item I'm concerned about, in addition to the alcohol sale, is the tobacco sale. Why are we allowing tobacco sales be provided there in the residential neighborhoods?
Well, we aren't unless you all pass this evening. We wouldn't be allowing that unless you pass that this evening. You also could prohibit the sale of tobacco, I suppose. I would think that would probably make, since we're allowing a special use permit, we can put conditions on it. However, I would think that, my guess is that if we did not allow them to sell tobacco, that they may not be as interested in the project, but I'm not certain of that. Logan, do you have any insight into that?
No, my conversation with Mr. Clark, he said that not selling alcohol was not a deal breaker. That was not a big deal. We did not discuss the sale of tobacco. Yeah.
Okay. Logan, since this is a special use permit, are we allowed to further restrict than what's requested, the original use and or zoning, since it's special use?
We would have to dig into this. I would work with Chuck on this one. We can limit a lot of things. I've just never seen things so like pretty micro, like limiting tobacco usage or sale out of a convenience store.
Sure. The point is understood and well taken. Alderman Bouchard.
Yeah, I drove by that location, Mayor. I couldn't find the numbers on a building. Is that an existing building or going to be a new structure? Or what? Mike kind of answered my question. It's east of Depke somewhere?
Yes, sir. It's an existing building on the north side of the road.
Okay. Well, I just couldn't find the location. That's my only concern.
If I recall correctly, it's a grayish building and it's kind of an L shape with the longer part parallel to William Street and the shorter part perpendicular to William Street.
Okay. I just didn't know where it was at. I looked it up, couldn't find it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Alderman. Alderman McMahon.
Unmute. I'm also having trouble picturing this. Number one, how far is it from the Head Start building? Is it like
Several blocks, about 3 blocks.
about 3 blocks? And then what is the building they say they own that's right across the street from it?
It's west of it. It's a car repair shop.
Okay, now I know where it is.
Which his father owns.
Because I was thinking along the lines too of that was the old rental building, but I couldn't see the railroad tracks on the picture, so I thought.
Well, at the old
not
rental,
in the right area.
the old rental building is where he has his shop at. In back of that, the old rental.
Okay, that's where the car shop is now.
Yes.
Okay, so this is across the street then. Okay, I know.
This might be a bit strange, Alderman, but I'm going to attempt it just for posterity. If you can see the map, this is William Street, and this is Anderson Street, and the building is right here. And the old rental place that you were asking about, Chairman Poor, is right here. So this is in your packets. It's in under item 8A.
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah, but it's not well marked, Mayor.
I wish there had been street names on it. But so that's
Exactly.
that's the old
There's no
Danville
street
Rubber.
names on it.
That's the Danville Rubber building.
That's correct, Chairman.
Okay.
Mayor Williams,
Yes, sir.
just to give you a little perspective of how that goes, if you're going eastbound on the tracks from the west on Williams, You cross the tracks and you'll immediately see the garage, or what used to be the rental location. Your first road to the east of the tracks is going to be Anderson. It extends to a turn to the right or an alley to the left if you were to go north, or it would go all the way back towards Seminary if you went south. It's the building on, it's going to be on the south, northeast corner.
Okay, I know where it is now.
And it's about 2 blocks over and one block down and 2 blocks over from the Head Start.
That's correct. Alderman McMahon, did you have any other questions or comments?
No, I just, I kind of concur with the rest of you. And why would we want to put anybody that sells liquor in a residential area like that?
Amen.
Or tobacco.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman McMahon. Alderman O'Kane.
Well, I would guess that Head Start was within 1,000 foot of that building, which would eliminate any chance of liquor too.
No.
It only required it to be 100 feet, I believe, away. For there to be
I'd like to add, I'd like to add this. They do take children from the Head Start building for walks, and they walk on William Street. They walk right past there. When the weather's nice, they get the children out for walks. And it's right. They walk right past there. Then kids coming home from school at 3 o'clock, they're walking right. There's always a bunch of kids there. So that's why I said that's a no-no.
I concur.
Yeah, well, I believe that's a bus stop there.
There is.
Yeah.
There is, yes.
Hey, Mayor, for Alderman Brown, so is this the old Straco painting building there directly across from that, or?
No.
Because it was right there by Vermillion Reynolds, and like I say, without any street names on there, I'm having trouble.
It's been, I'll be honest, I grew up on North Beard Street, just about 5 blocks east of there, and that place has been closed, goodness, maybe since I was in college or grad school. It's been unoccupied a long time. Thankfully, they have done a reasonable job of keeping the building up, but it's been unoccupied for some time.
Okay.
Mayor, I like to speak on this because this is my neighborhood where I grew up. It used to be, it first started off being a variety store for little kids like myself growing up. Candy, that you remember that, Alderman Brown, right? And
oh,
Alderman
yeah.
Williams.
I used to be there buying candy.
Yeah. So, it's so it was just a neighborhood store for the kids to go to. And then the last entity that was in that building was Reverend McCullough, and somebody else had a restaurant there, probably about 3 or 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that, Alderman Brown?
Yes, it's been a little longer now. It's probably been about like 10 years ago.
You think it's been that long?
Yeah, the reason I know it's been that long ago because James Jackson was with him with that building, and he's been in Atlanta for 10 years.
Okay, well, that building has been on that corner for almost 50 years, probably at least 50 years. Yeah, so it's not a good neighborhood for liquor or tobacco.
No, either one.
I just had to say that because that's my neighborhood.
Thank you, Administrator Finch.
Another item, Mr. Alderman Williams, another item of concern would be the traffic, the flow of traffic right near that railroad tracks, where this building is currently being suggested for. I would think it would create a tremendous traffic problem coming out of there. And there's no parking.
Thank you, Alderman Williams. Chairman Foster.
Yes. Years ago, we talked about the idea that maybe we're banning tobacco in some places as well as liquor. And the state pretty much controls tobacco too, particularly as it applies to the youth. But I remember back when Alderman Cooper, the lady Cooper, not John, we talked about this at length, and what we did is we really enforced the sale. There's big penalties for sales to children, and it's been pretty successful. It's expensive even to sell to children. They're over 21, or I believe it is. I don't know if it's 18 or 21. It used to be 21. At any rate, I don't think that we can start deciding where they can and cannot sell tobacco, but we are patrolling it pretty good on that. Now, I'm not a smoker, so I don't even like to be around cigarettes, but that isn't my point. I just mean we've been down this road before, and you start saying this one can sell tobacco and this one can't. It's already pretty heavily regulated by our own ordinances as far as minors are concerned. That's all I want to say.
Thank you, Chairman Foster. So we do have an amendment on the floor. It is to eliminate the potential sale of liquor on the floor. Any further discussion on that point alone? All right, so I'll have the clerk to roll call on the amendment. You would vote yes if you wish to prohibit the sale of alcohol at this facility. You would vote no if you wish to allow the sale of alcohol at this facility. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Strebe,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Foster,
Yes.
McMahon,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Davis, Duncan, Bouchard,
Yes.
Stone,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Troya,
Yes.
Pickering,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
12 yes.
12 yes, the amendment carries. Now we are back to the original motion plus the amendment, which includes the prohibition of the sale of alcohol. Alderman Williams, I know there's been some discussion about tobacco. It seems that there's a mixed thought process on whether or not to allow tobacco. I do have a small concern if that was a major part of their business plan and we deny it, they might not be interested in going forward. But I also understand exactly what Alderman Williams is saying about a concern about selling tobacco in a neighborhood. Alderman Williams, do you wish to make an amendment that would prohibit the sale of tobacco at this location as well?
Yes, I do. I would think that would be a very disastrous type of initiative for Ward 1 here.
Thank you, Alderman Williams. Is there a second to?
Second.
It's been seconded by Alderman Brown. Is there any discussion or debate on prohibiting the sale of tobacco at this location and tobacco products or smoking products? Chairman Poore.
So you said this would be a deal breaker if they were not allowed to sell tobacco or tobacco products, be it tobacco or vapor cigarettes or things like that?
I honestly, Chairman Poore, I have no idea. I would guess, since they have included in their plan that it's their desire to sell that, and with the price of cigarettes, I believe they probably make a lot of profit off of that. So my guess is that they would be concerned, but I do not know that. I'm not certain of that.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I mean, yeah, the alcohol part, number one, to prohibit them from getting a gaming license or something, but where's the closest store for people in that area to go purchase anything? I mean,
it's a ways away.
Yeah.
The nearest place is probably the gas station on the corner of Bowman and Main.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
There's liquor stores right there on Main Street from this particular area.
Yeah, there's Main and College Street there where you
Main
got
and College. There's
liquor
liquor stores. 2 on Main Street right there.
Well, you got Main Package by Stony Creek Bridge, but that's the only liquor store.
Oh no, one right up, right.
Well, you'd have to go
right to the west of that store is another liquor store owned by the same proprietor.
Okay.
I was just meaning like a general convenience store. I wasn't speaking on liquor stores. Like personally, I wouldn't allow my child to go into a liquor store to buy pop or candy or anything like that. But I guess folks might be different these days.
Yeah, it's strange.
And the other thing with tobacco products, it wouldn't just be cigarettes, because included in that, you have these papers that they make blunts and they put weed in and smoke, and these products will be sold there. So, and it's enough. We have a lot of vacant properties in this area that people are in and out of. I'm just, like I said, I've been here a long time, and I just hate to see it go down, because I know what's going to happen if they do that. Younger teenagers, they'll ask somebody to go in there and buy some paper products. I mean, not paper, but products like cigarettes and wrapping papers that they can make a little joint out of or something. So, it all ties in together, and what's going to eventually happen, you're going to have some violence.
Alderman Brown, the papers would not be regulated by not allowing them to sell tobacco. They could still sell the papers. They're not a tobacco product.
Right, but if tobacco products aren't in there, they're probably not going to be, so like to go in there.
Buy the Swisher Sweets and stuff for the blunts.
So, Alderman Williams, if I may, sir, I would like to clarify, your amendment is not only for tobacco, it's for any kind of products relating to smoking, vaping, not only tobacco, but any product.
Staying concerned with tobacco, I would vote against that, yes.
Well, I just need clarification on your amendment. Is it tobacco only, or is it all tobacco related products, and also products used for any kind of smoking and or vaping? So that would include like the papers that Alderman Brown was talking about that they use to make marijuana cigarettes, etc.
Right, I would include any type of tobacco and tobacco related products.
Very good clarification. And Alderman Brown, do you still second that? Very good. Yes, Alderman McMahon.
Okay, here, I have a question, and I just to tell you, I've been 34 years tobacco free. But do we have an ordinance that prohibits the sale of tobacco items, or do they have to have a special license in order to sell tobacco products? Because when we're regulating liquor, they have to have a liquor license. So, we're going to say, no, we're going to prohibit that. But do they have to apply for a special license to sell tobacco?
I'll have our city clerk speak to that for you, Vice Chairman.
Yes, we do have to have a special license for any sale of tobacco products. It's through the city clerk's office.
But unless you were to limit it here, I don't think we can just legally prohibit them from obtaining that option. Clerk, or is that wrong?
I will have to check on that.
Well, I would think that, they could just come down and apply for the license, and then do we vote on it? We don't vote on those, do we?
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
It's part of the city clerk's report.
Oh, that's actually, yes, you do. We just don't do it very often. It's been so long.
It's usually once a year when they renew. The majority of them. Or if someone changes their name or that kind of thing, you have to vote on that. It's on the city clerk's report.
Alderman McMahon, any further questions?
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Pickering, I saw that you had your hand up, but it's down now. Has your question been answered?
Yes, but I'd still like to say something. I do agree with Alderman Foster, and I understand I understand why we would be concerned about this, but I also think this is regulated through our police too. Don't they check this out with the sale of tobacco with minors?
They definitely do, Alderman Pickering, but it's not a daily, it's one of those things they, I think, kind of monitored broadly and usually specifically check into when they have complaints or when we have complaints as a community.
The kids can't buy them here.
They also have the Kids Can't Buy Them Here program as well.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Chairman Foster.
You're muted.
Just as well, I saved you guys some words. The problem is that if we start, there are many convenience stores in town that while they don't sell liquor, they do sell tobacco. and it is a important product for them. And it's also a convenience for the people in the neighborhood, which otherwise would have to walk or go further. I'm talking about adults. And also it helps traffic in the store for other products, you know, where they're selling bread, milk, or whatever it is. I would not vote for an amendment in just this location because that is setting a precedence. Why shouldn't we go somewhere else and take it away from somebody else that's selling tobacco? Like we wouldn't let the Mexican store sell liquor, but he let him sell tobacco. Now, if we took away his tobacco too up there on North Vermillion, the only thing he's got left to sell is shelf goods. So, whose ward is that?
It's in Ward
Ward
1, Chairman.
Ward 1.
So
Ward 1, Alderman Williams,
and
born and
Alderman-
raised in Ward 1.
Brenda Brown.
Okay, yeah, no, I didn't know. I know you're from Ward 1, but
This is just less than a block from me.
I just didn't know what ward the building was in.
Yeah, it's in Ward 1, and it's on a very busy street, Williams Street.
You two in particular represent your ward. And if you feel
Right.
that's in the best interest of the entire ward, I don't blame you for voting for the amendment, but I really cannot afford
It's interest for the city.
Yeah, well, do you understand what I'm saying? If you feel that's the best for your people that you're representing, then go ahead and vote that way. But none of us should ever vote just personal ideas or preferences. I too think tobacco is unhealthy, but I can't. Am I talking over somebody? I'm sorry.
No, you're not, Chairman.
Oh, okay. At any rate, I'm just saying that I don't think it's a good precedence, and I would have to vote against the amendment, but not because I think tobacco is good. I think it's bad. It's the principle. We got the whole city to represent, but you're representing your wards in particular, you too. And if you think that's their wish, then I praise you that you're following your constituents' desires. That's all I can say. But I don't think I could vote to amend it for tobacco only.
Well, for clarification, to make it simple, what we could do is the clerk found for us, Chapter 123 regulates tobacco products, and it includes all the other things that those aldermen from Ward 1, Alderman Williams and Alderman Brown have mentioned, including vaping, paper products for marijuana and other things like that are included there. So it would just prohibit those items regulated by Chapter 123, which is the tobacco products regulation. Yes, Chairman Foster, did you have any further comments, sir?
No, I just feel uncomfortable about setting a precedence because this, I don't leave us open for liability for lawsuits and restraint of trade, and those things are out there. I'll let it go with that.
Thank you, Chairman Foster. Chairman McMahon, did you have another question or comment?
I do. Following the line of Chairman Foster's questions, have we prohibited anybody else from selling tobacco and tobacco products?
I don't think that we've had any, in my time on the council, I don't recall us issuing any special use permits for convenience stores. Now, that's not to say that we haven't. It's been, you and I started together almost 11 years now, Sharon, but do you recall any?
Yeah, I really don't. I do recall quite a few alcohol, but alcohol is mind altering. So I can really see that. But yeah, I'm kind of having a hard time trying to recall any time that we've restricted tobacco and tobacco products.
Sharon, you're not going to, because 28 years, this has come up 3 or 4 times. That's when we went into all these other rules. Remember all of them? Well, you don't remember, you weren't there. But I'm just telling you, this has been beat around 2 or 3 times the last 28 years, and we've all of us have decided not to restrict it. There is no other place in town that would be restricted with this one location. That's another way of putting it. That otherwise would be able to sell tobacco at a convenience store or any type of store that would. You may not be able to buy tobacco at a tire store, but these people are confectionery. These people are local neighborhood stores that are trying to make a living. They have to have some traffic, and it would be convenient, in my opinion, if I were in Ward 1. But if I had everybody calling me and talking to me about it, like Mr. Brown, Mr. Williams said, I would probably stand up for that argument as well. That's all I can say.
And the other thing, maybe, the other argument, maybe no one else has ever come forward not to have tobacco products.
I just said it's been happened several times, Mayor. It's been brought up by people, even the public.
Right.
Well,
Thank you both. Alderman McMahon, did you have any further questions or comments?
No, but I think, I understand the concerns, but I really am kind of thinking with Alderman Foster there, restricting alcohol is one thing, but trying to restrict the sale of tobacco products is another. So I probably will not vote for the amendment.
All right, thank you. Chairman Poor, I saw that you had your hand up.
The clerk answered my question on if we had an ordinance that could actually be used to regulate sale of paper products as well as tobacco products.
Thank you, Chairman. Alderman Williams, did you have any other comments before we vote on the amendment, sir?
Again, I'd like to just make the comments about this particular area. It's a residential area. It's okay to have a convenience store there, but to engage and allow liquor and tobacco both to be sold in this area really is a slap in our residential individual's face. No one really wants that. You know, if you take a poll of the people in this area, no one would want that.
Of tobacco and other substances regulated under Chapter 123. If you vote no, then you would be voting to allow the sale of such items. Madam Clerk.
Chairman Poor,
No.
Foster,
No?
McMahon,
No.
Brown,
yes.
Davis, Duncan, Pashard.
No.
Stone,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Troya,
No.
Pickering,
No.
O'Kane,
No.
Iverson,
No.
Strebe,
No.
3 yes.
3 yes, the amendment fails. We go back to the original motion with the amendment, which would allow for a special use permit for a convenience store that would prohibit the sale of alcohol and alcohol-related products. Any further discussion or debate? All right, a yes vote would allow for the special use permit and prohibit the sale of alcohol. A no vote would not allow for the special use permit. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Chairman Foster,
Yes?
Alderman McMahon,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Davis, Duncan, Pashard,
Yes.
Stone,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Troya,
Yes.
Pickering,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Strebe,
Yes.
4,
Yes.
12 yes.
12 yes, the motion carries. Item 9 is the approval of the payrolls. You have before you the payrolls from October 9th and October 16th, 2020. Is there a motion to approve those?
Stone moves.
Been moved by Alderman Stone. I apologize. Who was the second?
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Troglia. Any discussion or debate? Roll call vote, please.
Alderman McMahon,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Davis, Duncan, Pashard,
Yes.
Stone,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Troya,
Yes.
Pickering,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Strebe,
Yes.
4,
Yes.
Foster,
Yes?
12 yes.
12 yes, the motion carries. You also have before you the vouchers payable from October 13th and 20th of 2020, as well as a special run from October 8th, 2020. Is there a motion to approve those?
So move.
Second. Stone.
Been moved by Vice Mayor Iverson and seconded by Alderman Stone. Any discussion or debate? Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Brown,
I apologize. Hold on just a moment. Alderman Bashar, did you have a question, sir?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, go ahead, Madam Clerk. I'm sorry.
Alderman Brown,
Yes.
Davis, Dungeon, Bashard,
Yes.
Stone,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes,
Troya,
Yes.
Pickering,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Reading,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Foster,
Yes.
McMahon,
Yes.
12 yes.
12 yes, the motion carries. And for the first time in 6 months, we have before you the Public Works Committee report. Chairman Ford.
Thank you, Mayor. 11A is an ordinance amending the terms of the electric franchise agreement with Ameren Illinois Company, DBA, Ameren, Illinois. Move to dispense reading, ask for your approval.
Chairman, would it be?
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, Mayor, that's right. We can take, I guess, well, we talked about this in Public Works, we could take A, B, and C, or do you just want to take A and B?
A, B, and C would be.
The A, B, and C, they all deal with the franchise agreement, they all deal with Ameren, with was it home energy? But Jared McMorris is here too to answer questions we can put on the table. So I move to dispense reading, ask for your approval for items A, B, and C.
Alderman Straben will second.
It's been moved by Chairman Ford, seconded by Alderman Strebe. Any discussion or debate or any questions for Mr. McMorris? Yes, Alderman Stone.
What is our total street lighting budget right now?
Comptroller, are you?
That'd be a question for me, I think. I don't have that separated out by streetlight. I only have all of the electric bills together currently. I could get that for you. But
Well, that's taken out of the street department, isn't it?
no, not necessarily. It depends on where they're located, depending on what department's paying for them. So if there's streetlights at the DMT transfer zone, that'd be a DMT expense. If there's like streetlights down by Harrison Park, that's a Harrison Park expense. It just depends.
Okay. Well, the street department used to have an electricity budget that was pretty much all streetlights, but that's not the case anymore.
I'm just saying not every single streetlight is under streets.
I think totally, this, Mr. McMorris may be able to help us with this. He provided us a number of the total amount that we have been spending on streetlights, which is not for which we can receive a discount, and we have not been receiving the maximum discount, meaning we haven't been expending the maximum amount. Alderman, Mr. McMorris, do you have that information by chance?
Yes, thank you for having me. So when we looked at all the bills that were sent over from from Ashland's group, we discovered there was approximately 12 streetlight accounts that were under your current commercial, and you were not receiving a discount from the Ameren franchise agreement. So we moved those under special pricing. All but 2 were receiving the discount on the program. They were all actually really small as far as in usage. The 2 that were substantial, the 2 accounts, they are starred. If you look at the proposal that's labeled in the top left, it says DS5, and then 3 lines down, it says the number of accounts 12. So on the back of that page, there is 12 accounts. The 2 that are starred, which is line item 9 and line item 10, are going to remain with Ameren for 2 more months because Ameren has agreed to continue for these last 2 months to continue your franchise agreement with the discount program. So you've got all told, all 12 accounts, 2.2 million kilowatt usage on a yearly basis. So we've got 3 proposals in front of you today, and the first one being the franchise agreement to move from a discount program to a cash basis. So the money that you have been receiving in the form of a discount on your Ameren bill has totaled, you were able to earn up to $275,000 per year, but the maximum that you were able to use based off of your usage was roughly $245,000. So by moving this over from a discount program to cash, you're going to bring in an additional $28,000 a year. Then on top of that, then you're able to put all of those streetlight accounts together and market those on a third-party agreement, which versus the Ameren tariff price is going to be somewhere between 8 to 10% discount. So you're not only are you getting more of the potential savings that you would have received, but you'll get it in cash. But then you're also saving on your streetlights versus the Ameren tariff price. Does that answer your question, sir?
Well, the question was, how much money do we spend on streetlights?
It's two, Jared, what was the amount that you said that we're not getting the discount on to 30 something?
You are getting a discount currently right now of $246,000. That will go to $275,000 that you'll receive in cash by doing the franchise, by changing the franchise agreement from a discount to cash.
Alderman, thank you, sir. Alderman, I apologize. I misunderstood your question. I thought you were asking the savings. I don't know, honestly, how much we spend on streetlights. I just know that we're not realizing the maximum discount that we could be.
And Mr. McMorris, you told us too that our best rate or deal right now on all these proposals, the 2-year energy or the 2-year plan, even though we could save more going further out, but right now the 2 years is all you recommend us going out to 24 months.
It's been my recommendation to all of my clients to not go over 2 years at this point right now. The market is trending up, and so it seems to be a point. It is cyclical. The market is cyclical, but most of the accounts that I'm recommending is 24 months, unless there's a drastic difference, unless the price is practically identical or less. And the new pricing that I shared with Ashland today is slightly different than it was a week ago when we had our committee meeting. And so we are seeing the early signs of winter coming in. As I think someone had mentioned, the best time to purchase, maybe it wasn't this buying group, but it's normally in the spring and in the fall, and we're starting to get into some colder weather, and people are starting to turn on their heat, which really does affect temperature, and weather really does affect the market. So we are up against the deadline for your commercial account and your streetlight accounts. They are going to expire with your previous broker in November. So this would be the last opportunity to move forward with those accounts.
And Jared, you're recommending that we would go with Home Field Energy at the 0.03369, or has that changed a little bit in the last week?
It is 3409 for 24 months as of today.
Well, went up just a little, it kicked up a little bit.
Yes, slightly, yeah. And so what my recommendation to you all is once you decide to move forward with this is that you approve a term length, 24 months for Mayor Williams to sign tomorrow, because just like the market, it's going to change on an hourly basis between now, when I submitted this to Ashland this afternoon, and tomorrow morning when a contract can be made. So Mayor Williams will be able to execute tomorrow, and so we will take tomorrow's price point. So the point of this is to approve the 24 months. We have a few more days, so if for some reason the market jumps again, I would say we have probably the end of this week. So I will monitor the numbers Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday to make sure that Mayor Williams is available, and that to make sure that we aren't getting you into a situation where you're underwater. Obviously, we want to see the percentage of savings, and anything that's in that 7 to 10% range is a thumbs up.
And just for clarification, this is only the city utilities that we're talking about. It's not the homeowners or the residential.
No, not at this point right now. Good Energy and myself, I do also help you guys out with your municipal aggregation, which is the residential program. That is not up until June of 21. I have made some conversations with Ashland and the mayor. There is a chance that we may be doing something here before the end of the year, an extension on that, if the market is going to drive that, but that's not what we're discussing tonight.
This is just city utilities.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Chairman, I also see Director Carpenter and Engineer Cole have their hands up as well. Director Carpenter, go ahead, sir.
Yes, just to help answer Alderman Stone's question. Yes, there is a line item in the street billing or street budget under electricity, and that amount budgeted is $305,000 for the year, and we are spending roughly $23,000 to $24,000 a month on that. So hopefully that helps answer his question a little clearer.
Okay, I just lost Sam. Is that what Sam was going to say as well?
Yes, that is.
Okay.
That's the streets portion of the electric budget. That's not the entire city's electricity.
Right.
So that's just the streets department portion. So I just looked up, of the 12 accounts that Jared was referring to, 11 out of the 12 are in the streets department. One is under DMT. So.
Okay. I don't see any other hands up. Are there other questions?
Chairman Alderman Stone.
Yeah, I don't.
Chairman Alderman Stone is.
He didn't have his hand up, but he waiting.
Yes.
Hello?
Okay, Alderman Stone, go ahead, but you didn't have your hand up.
I was waving, man. What are you talking about?
That hand button on the.
That's right. Hey, what about maintenance of our streetlights? Is that affected by this contract whatsoever?
No. So, the ordinance with in regards to the franchise agreement, this is just an amendment that only changes the way that you receive what was a discount. It's now changing over to cash. The current agreement is still good from whenever you signed it. I believe it was approximately 8 years ago till August 9 of 2042. It does not change the fact that Ameren is responsible for all of the things that are already included in their franchise agreement. It doesn't change anything at all, other than the fact that as opposed to getting a discount on your streetlights, they will now be sending you a monthly check in the form of $22,960. And that will start 30 days from when the mayor and the city clerk attest to this and send it off to Ameren. So it could potentially begin very soon in November.
Also, if we get switched over to, say, LED lights,
yep,
and our bill is reduced significantly,
right?
Is anything in our agreement affected there?
Nope. No, you will still receive that cash amount for the entire term. And that's another reason why, okay, so the reason why Ameren wants to move all of their customers over, or has to, is the ICC had said, you cannot give a discount on a price that you set. So they said, you have to now give people cash because they set the price. They can't give a discount on a price they set. So the ICC did not feel that that was fair. So that's why they're moving all municipalities in the state of Illinois, or the Ameren area of Illinois, over to the cash program. So they cannot change even if your usage goes down. And that's what they've seen since you signed your franchise agreement back 8 or 9 years ago, is your usage has gone down on your streetlights. That's why they're saying you are entitled to $275, but you're really only getting that $240. So that's why they wanted to, they should have changed it and to match it. But we were able to negotiate and keep that number at $275.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are there
Any further questions? Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Davis, Duncan, Richard,
Yes.
Stone,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Troya,
Yes.
Pickering,
Yes.
Kane,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Streeting,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Foster,
Yes.
Van,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
12 yes.
12 yes, the motion carries.
11D is a resolution approving a contingency payment and authorizing the budget amendment in Finance Fund 011. Need a motion or move to dispense reading and ask for approval.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
And seconded by Alderman Brown. Any discussion or debate? Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Dungeon, Bouchard,
Yes.
Stone,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Proyet,
Yes.
Pickering,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Streeting,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Foster,
Yes.
McMahon,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Davis, 12 yes.
12 yes, the motion carries.
11E is a resolution approving an intergovernmental agreement with Danville Sanitary District. Move to dispense reading and ask for your approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Oh, don't.
Second by Alderman Pickering.
And if I could, you did receive, I know at the Public Works meeting, there were some questions on what this entailed as far as the investment in different things, and City Engineer Cole did send that out to us last week. So if there's questions on that, I would ask Engineer Cole. Okay, Alderman O'Kane.
I did talk to our city engineer and we went over some numbers and stuff, and I've changed my mind and I can support this.
Okay. I know you had, you did have some concerns.
Yes.
Alderman O'Kane, so.
And when I saw the numbers, it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than I first envisioned.
Right, right. And for those that didn't understand, we've been collecting money for sewers and things that Danville Sanitary District owned, and they were not receiving any kind of funding for that. So that's what kind of makes this more palatable as far as us taking over and making this agreement.
Any further discussion or debate? Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Bouchard,
Yes.
Stone,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Proyet,
Yeah.
Pickering,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Streeting,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Foster,
Yes.
McMahon,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Davis, Dungeon, 12 yes.
12 yes, the motion carries.
11F is a resolution approving an extension of the franchise agreement with Comcast of Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, LLC. We dispense reading and ask for your approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by, was that Vice Mayor Iverson?
That was one, yes.
Okay, very good. Any discussion or debate? Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Stone,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Proyet,
Yes.
thank you.
Oh, okay.
Pickering,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Streeting,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Foster,
Yes.
McMahon,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Davis, Dungeon, Bouchard,
Yes.
12 yes.
12 yes, the motion carries.
Okay, 11G is a resolution approving the downtown TIF RIP grant application. And also H is a resolution approving a budget amendment to downtown TIF district fund. These both deal with the same project. If there's no objection, I move this ask for your approval.
Alderman Streeting will second.
It's been moved and seconded. Alderman, I would like you to know that Mr. Gordon Tennis, one of the partners in this project, is on the phone if you do have any questions. Any discussion or debate?
Mayor, I would just like to say that during the committee meeting, there was some confusion on who actually was the makeup of Danville Renaissance Enterprises. There was more than just Mr. Tennis. There was also I can't remember, if it's 4 or 5 other. Gordon, is there 4 others or 5 others?
There are 4. Black.
Yeah. No, I'm asking Mr. Tennis.
There's Peter Blackman, Robbie Black, Jack Walsh, and Joe Schummershine, and myself.
So there's 5. That's what I was thinking. There was 5 on in that LLC. Okay. Questions for Mr. Tennis? When their original application was for $104,000, I believe, is what it was. That was 50% of the project. Our TIF ordinance only allows up to $50,000. That is why the $50,000 is there. Alderman Trolia had asked questions at the Public Works meeting. Why can we not change that and go to the full 50% amount? And after the explanation and things, we saw that the reason our ordinance. Does that sound correct, Logan?
Yes, yeah, there's a TIF policy that limits all grants in all TIF districts at $50,000.
And are there other questions for either Mr. Tennis or for Logan? Okay, seeing none.
Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Williams? Alderman Williams?
So he hung up.
Alderman Trolia?
Yes.
Pickering?
Yes.
O'Kane?
Yes.
Iverson?
Yes.
Streeting?
Yes.
Ford?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
McMahon?
Yes.
Brown?
Yes.
Davis? Dochin? Bouchard?
Yes.
Stone?
Yes.
11 yes.
11 yes, the motion carries.
And that was on G and H, and I guess on H, Logan, you might even elaborate on this, even though we've already voted that we did move the 20,000. What's happening is the reserve money in the downtown Danville, trying to use that up for different projects as we move forward. So that's the reason for that. And I believe what's left here, Logan, we're using up quite a bit of it, aren't we?
Yeah, so we're going to be able to take care of roughly $30,000 with the line item transfer in the current fiscal year budget. We're going to need to bring in that $20,000 to make up for the $50,000 grant. And yeah, you're right. It is good practice to at least plan to allocate all of the money in the TIF fund year by year.
Our goal is to get all reserves and just be on a cash basis, basically.
Yes, correct. So the next budget that you're going to see is going to have all of the cash in the next fiscal year.
Okay. Because I know there was some concern, okay, we've got a large amount of reserve, different things, but in reality, that's going to pretty much be gone.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Chairman Floor, I'd just like to say thank you for the support, and we will do our best to rehab that building and make it a very, very good building for downtown Danville. Thank you very much.
And Gordon, I appreciate all the stuff you guys have done in that downtown area, so thank you.
Mr. Tennis, we appreciate you very much. Thank you for your efforts.
You're welcome.
Moving on to 11I, a resolution awarded bid number 662 for the outdoor lighting equipment for the historic Ellsworth Park redevelopment project. Move to dispense reading, ask for your approval.
Alderman Streaming will second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion or debate? Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Trolia? Pickering?
Yes.
O'Kane?
Yes.
Iverson?
Yes.
Streeting?
Yes.
Ford?
Yes.
Foster?
Yes.
McMahon,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Davis, Dungeon, Bashar,
Yes.
Stone,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
12 yes.
12 yes, the motion carries.
11J is a resolution approving the purchase of a 2019 dump truck. Move to dispense reading and ask for your approval.
Alderman Straybing will second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion or debate?
Chairman, for Carl, you might just let everybody know, I mean, 113,000, oh my gosh, that's a lot of money, but people don't know what it costs for equipment.
Right. The last two dump trucks we actually purchased, of course, they were a lot bigger, but they were in the $240,000 range. This is sort of like a mid-range size. Its gross vehicle weight rating will be under 26,000 pounds, which means that if we have auxiliaries that are available during the summer to drive it, we could actually have an auxiliary driving it instead of somebody with a Class B license, because that comes under Class B weight limit. So it'll still haul 5 tons payload. So that's handy. It'll have lower sides on it, so we can load the street sweepers a lot easier. Won't spill stuff and have to go back and sweep it up again. And then also this actual unit actually has the tightest turning radius of any dump truck out on the market. We will actually be able to go in, because we are going to purchase a plow with it as well, so that in the winter months when it snows and we're not sweeping or picking up garbage with it, that we can actually plow with it. And it will be able to actually do cul-de-sacs better than even the current 1 tons are. So you'll see it out year long, year round, being used for sweeping, illegal dump cleanups, as well as snow removal in the winter.
This is from a local vendor that's going to be
Correct.
Braun Equipment's been
Braun Equipment, and yeah,
very good, very service oriented on equipment.
Right. They've been in the area a long time, and the city's actually, as long as I've been with the city for 20 years, we've been dealing with Braun Equipment for snowplow parts and dump trucks. They've built 6 of them for us in the last 14 years.
Okay, I see no hands up. Roll call, please. Oh, I'm sorry, Mayor, you're supposed to say that.
That's okay. Roll call, please.
Alderman Pickering,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Streebing,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Foster,
Yes.
McMahon,
He's gone.
Brown,
Yes.
Davis, Dungeon, Bashar,
Yes.
Stone,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Troya. 11 yes.
11 yes, the motion carries.
11K is a resolution awarded bid number 661 for the purchase and installation of a reconditioned transit engine. Move to dispense reading and ask for your approval.
Alderman Straybing will second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion or debate?
Just a question for Director B. Is this the bus that was in the accident by any chance?
Oh, no,
No?
that was, the one in the accident was a 2016, so I hope it doesn't need a new engine.
But again, 56,366 just for a reconditioned engine, and we just bought a brand new dump truck for 113. So,
I know, well, that's true.
okay, let's see. I'm looking for hands. I see no hands, Mayor.
Seeing none, roll call, please.
Alderman O'Kane,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Streebing,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Foster,
Yes.
McMahon, Brown,
Yes.
Davis, Dungeon, Bashard,
Yes.
Stone,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Troya,
Yes.
Pickering,
Yes.
11 yes.
11 yes, the motion carries.
11L is an ordinance authorizing the purchase of real property from the Vermillion County trustee. Move to dispense with reading and ask for your approval.
Alderman Straybing will second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion or debate?
I don't see any hands, Mayor.
Roll call vote, please.
Vice Mayor Iverson,
Yes.
Alderman Streamy,
Yes.
Hoare,
Yes.
Foster,
Yes.
McMahon, Brown,
Yes.
Davis, Junction, Bouchard,
Yes.
Stone,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Proya, Pickering,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
11 yes.
11 yes, the motion carries.
11 items of information, Director Carpenter, do you guys have anything?
I'd just like to remind everybody that we are picking up all the yard waste, and we actually started in earnest on sweeping, Monday. So you'll see at least 2 sweepers, if not all 3 sweepers out throughout the next 2 months, picking all the leaves up. As long as the weather holds out, we don't get an early snow like last year, we should be able to get all the leaves picked up this year, hopefully, which means we'll be able to do 2 passes if everything goes well for us. So, and then we continue on demolitions as well. We've almost made it through the round of CDBG money that was allotted to us this year. And right now we're currently out on Cannon Street doing 4 houses there. And I believe we've got a couple left to do towards the center section of town, and then the CDBG money for this year will be finished with. But we do have more coming for next year as well. So we will continue as long as we got the houses to demolish. So everybody down here is doing well. We're continuing. We opened Public Works back up Monday to the public. As I mentioned to everybody before, we've got the sprayer. We continue. Tomorrow I will once again sanitize the entire building as well. So we continue to do that just as precautionary measures. That's all I got.
The director, are we going now and sweeping, where we, did the seal coat? Is that happening?
Yes, we're going to. We've been waiting for rain, and if you hear, it's raining right now.
Yeah, I just heard the big thunder.
But once the rain helps wash some of it back off the center of the street. The sweepers don't work real well in the middle of the road because of the crown, and we're almost just wasting our time there. But the rain will help wash more of it towards the travel lane, and it'll put it to the gutter line where we can pick it up easy.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Mayor, that concludes our report.
Thank you, Chairman. At this time, we will receive our Public Services Committee report. Chairman Foster.
Well, I don't have much report except it's thunder right over my house. And if we lose our TV, we lose the computer too, if we lose the power. So I'm going to speed it up by saying, see you next week, 6 o'clock. Looking forward to it.
Very good. Thank you, Chairman. And Vice Chairman, we're glad to have you back. You just got a note that you had a little power outage, so we're glad you're back with us.
I didn't know I was out.
No, Vice Chairman McMahon from the Public Services Committee. So
Vice Chairman.
you're still there. All right. At this time, we would open the floor for any questions, comments, or concerns regarding the 2020 tax levy and fiscal year 2021-22 budget. I know that a lot of you have been meeting with the comptroller, and I appreciate you all taking the time to go in and ask questions. I know that she's always available if you have any questions for her. I'm available as well. What I would tell you is I know a lot of it, but she knows even more. Does anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns regarding the 2020 tax levy or the initially proposed budget thus far?
Mayor, you might just, or have Engineer Cole, about the upcoming meetings with business leaders. Is that something that's coming up?
Yes. So next week we will be meeting with some of the business owners about upcoming sewer projects that we have impending in the city of Danville and upgrades that we'll be making to various places. Yes, sir.
Okay. And when I don't remember what the date. There are two different days, I believe, and you have to register in advance for social distancing and things.
That is correct. Sam, can you remind everyone of those dates?
Yes, I believe the first one is next Tuesday, which would be the 27th at 10:30 a.m. Then there would be one on the 28th at 1:30 p.m. So the business owners are able to RSVP by contacting our office and indicate, if they want to attend, they're free to ask questions in advance, by phone or email or whatever as well, come to the office. So we're happy to talk to them and answer any questions about the letters they've received regarding kind of our needs in the sewer system and how we're going to fund them. So.
Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Chairman. Alderman O'Kane.
Just a quick question. Have we heard from the county assessor yet as far as the EAV?
We are looking at a 1.02% increase. That's what we projected in the initial levy.
Okay, so that'll stay the same.
We believe
Thank
so. If there are any changes whatsoever, we'll make sure that we let you know right away. Some other good news that the comptroller shared with me today is that our cannabis revenue for the second month exceeded our projections by over $20,000. So we will be keeping an eye on that as well. And if it continues to trend in that way, then we might be able to up some of the revenue on that line item and then transfer less of the money from the general fund to help offset property taxes. So I would say that's definitely good. So just to let you know, there will be some minor changes in insurance. Once we have the final enrollment numbers next month, Comptroller Massey will adjust those. Other than that, the other thing that we're hoping for is that maybe we'll get one more update from the IML regarding hopefully potential increases in projections on sales tax and home tax and other revenues. But other than that, we don't see at this time. Oh goodness, I saw lightning.
Yeah, it's pretty bad out there.
Okay, I'm gonna go, well, I'll try to be quick then, but does anyone have any concerns about the budget? Is there anything that you see that standing out to you that you would like us to address, to change, or?
Looks good to me, Mayor, right now.
Thank you. Well, we will continue as is. Once we get some of those updates on a couple of updates, we will present you with another draft at the beginning of next month. And then we'll continue to proceed from there. All right, at this time, items of information, I do have a couple of things for you. All good news. First of all, I want to let you know that I have just had some conversations with the folks from Danville Development. The public often refers to them as Wilmerite. We do not have their application in hand yet, and there's actually a very good reason. Mr. Mervis had concerns about, and also the zoning committee had concerns about traffic counts and how adding a site, an intersection there coming off of Lynch Road onto Eastgate Road would affect traffic. So they are, Vice Chairman McMahon, finishing up the study for that right now so that they can tell us and tell the IGB exactly how they expect traffic to be impacted as part of their complete package. So we want to make sure that we have that final component before they actually submit anything, because I think the IGB will also ask that question, how is it going to impact existing traffic? So I should have that by the end of the month at the latest. And again, as soon as I have that in hand, I'll let you know. I'll begin a review, and I'll also be passing that along to the chairman for review, intensive review as well. Second bit of good news, you'll see that we've, as Director Carpenter said, we've made some major progress on a lot of our demolitions. We've really been clearing up a lot of our neighborhoods. I've had a number of calls and emails from people just very appreciative of that we're removing the blight. But I think the biggest things that people have seen is the old oil change place on the corner of the northwest corner of Fairchild and Vermilion Street. That's in Ward 5 and Alderman Stone and Chairman Poore. I know I've had some comments from our neighborhood association folks that they're really excited to see that blight gone. And I don't know if you've seen it even today, but they've done some really good grading there. It looks much better. So excited. I think now that I can see something that looks terrible and project something good. Some people can't. You got to get it cleaned out for them. So now that it's cleaned out, we're hoping that will bring in more interest, and that within the next year or so that we'll have some great news about a new business or 2 or 3 that are going to be going in there. So that's what we're working towards. The last bit of good news I would like to share with you is regarding the Northwest pump station and the Northwest sewer and road replacement. As you will know, we were waiting on updates on receiving our actual award letter from the Illinois EPA. We received that today, and it's good news. They're going to loan us just under $7.1 million, which we project is a little bit more than we'll actually need. And they are going to be forgiving just shy of $2.1 million of that loan. Wow. So that means that it will only cost the people, the sewer portion will only cost the citizens of Danville directly $5 million instead of the more than $7 million we were initially projected. So really thankful for that. That was definitely a good news for us. So I want to congratulate Director Carpenter, Engineer Cole, Assistant City Engineer Eric Childers, and all of their staff, Marlis, and everyone who just did, Mike, who did a great job to make that possible. We appreciate you very much. Does anyone have any questions of me before I take items from the floor, items of information from the floor? Vice Mayor Iverson, yes, sir.
Since you talked about the Northwest Sewer Project, when's the starting date for some of the work? I can see Sam over there grimacing as I ask that.
Yeah, so we've got some drawings and some of the background stuff started with the contractor. So, I mean, it's really up to them. They're going to have 340 calendar days from the time the formal contract is executed to get the project done. So we should see significant action within the next month, but that's really up to them. And then, it's going to they'll be working all winter, I suspect. So it's going to be a busy period out there in that area of town. So.
Vice Mayor and Alderman Solano, I see you as well. Also wanted to let people know, I've had this question several times recently. Will the big bridge be closed? We expect to have at least one lane of traffic open nearly always. However, there may be brief periods where we would have to close both lanes, but again, we hope to keep them very brief. Vice Mayor, do you have any additional questions or comments?
Nope. Thank you.
All right, very good, thank you. Alderman Stone.
That was my question, Mayor, was the closure of the road.
Okay, thank you.
Is there a limit on that closure? Can they keep it closed? Are they going to be allowed to keep it closed for more than 3 days, for instance? Is there anything in the specs about that, Sam?
Yeah, I believe we've allowed them to have a single closure of 48 hours. I believe it was 48 or 72 hours, and we requested that be on a weekend. And that's particularly related to sewer work that has to be done in Denmark Road around the Gale Grotto area because of how we have to cross the road there. So like all projects, we think that's how it's going to go, and we hope that's how it's going to go. But we will, that's what we've allowed them contractually to do. So.
Thank you, Alderman. Thank you, Sam. Chairman Foster.
Yeah, just a couple items of information, some of no significance, others of importance perhaps. But as a naval veteran, a conservative, and a patriotic individual, I want you to know that when we installed the city's monitor, I installed it to the left of my very heavy pair of recliners. And you have been in my house, know they're there. You people have been in my house and sitting in the other one. And when I get up, you see, my screen is behind you. So when I stand up, all you're going to see is my butt, or even less. So I just kind of like mute it and hope you don't think I'm some kind of a Marxist. The other thing I wanted to say was that thunderstorm is past, so the East End look out. But next week, though, if you're talking about early snows and stuff, so what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to show you that we can swing my camera around like that, and I lit my fire because right now and I'll put that as my background. How about that work for you during the meeting?
That is a lovely.
I like your wife.
wife.
I like your wife better. I like your wife's picture better.
And it's certainly better than your butt.
Yeah, well, I'm in agreement on all that, including my wife part. Thank you very much. That's about it.
Thank you, Chairman Foster. Chairman Ford.
Just want to remember everybody, don't forget to send your section 5.3J concerning any conversations about the casino or things to Corporation Counsel Mockbee. That I didn't know it included any period from January till now, but make sure you get those in. There's been some freedom of information form sent in soliciting any conversations Alderman had and different things, so make sure you get those in. So thank you.
Oh,
Thank you, Chairman. Yes, Chairman Foster.
I forgot, it's kind of important. I've been working on it for about 25 years. I've been working on my mind and I've been getting a lot of questions over the years about what's expected of an alderman, what's required, what's the legal things and everything. And I got phone calls even this year. I guess some people figuring I might not make it through winter, and thinking about running. But so what I want to say is I wrote a summary of the whole thing, how I think an alderman and all the rules about an alderman and all the things anybody that wants to run for alderman should consider. I'm going to send it into the commercial news. Hopefully they'll put it in MySpace or something, but I'm sending out in advance the copy of this to all the aldermen. The mayor, you've already received one, similar one. I'm sending a compilation to the other aldermen, but I want to say this. I'm not trying to insult anybody. I'm just trying to say, I hope I don't anger anybody, but just trying to say, this is how I think that we probably should be qualified and know what we need to do when we're going to run, so what's involved. So I hope that it might stir some of you maybe to consider that we might take some permanent considerations on some of the things I said, in particular what you can read about in the letter. Thank you very much. That's all.
Thank you, Chairman. Any other items of information for the good of the cause?
Mayor,
yes, Alderman Williams, go ahead, sir.
Excuse me, I clear my throat. The Channel 3 is going to cover Danville and our town, Danville. Someone give us an update as to what all this is going to entail? Does anybody know anything about that?
So I can tell you, I do not know what all they covered. They told me one or two things, and the rest they said were going to be a surprise. But every night they'll be highlighting some story on the WCIA. We all know it as Channel 3. I think those of you who have Comcast, it comes in on Channel 4. But every night during the 6 o'clock broadcast, they're going to be highlighting some portion of Danville, something that's great in Danville. And I'm looking to see this Friday. I think that it's going to be at 5:30, but I will check and email it to you. They're going to have a half an hour segment featuring all the different pieces that they're covering in Danville. So every night during 6 o'clock and I think 10 o'clock news, they'll have a brief segment about Danville. And then on Friday, they will have a 30-minute show of everything, of all the things that they consider to be highlights. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And I thank you, Alderman Williams, for that reminder.
Thank you, Mayor, for bringing that information to us. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Any other items of information for the good of the cause? Well, you'll be happy to know that we have no need for closed session. I want to say again, it's great to see you all. I thank God that everyone is retaining their health. Please continue to pray for all of those who are impacted by COVID, especially Pastor Miller and his family. At this time, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second, Stone.
By Alderman Williams.
It's been moved and seconded. We are adjourned. Thank you very much, Council. Have a great evening.
Have a good night, everybody.
Have a great evening. Be safe.
Safe. Everybody be safe.
Good night, everybody. Stay safe.